My passion is to empower ag producers around their books and their finances. Beyond making these YouTube videos, I've also created an all-inclusive online bookkeeping course for producers called Ag Books. This online course will teach you all that you need to know to manage your books in QuickBooks Online. And one of the best features of this course is an exclusive Facebook group where you get direct access to me to ask any questions that might arise in your operations books. So I'll leave a link for that in the bio and you can check that out. Now let's get into today's video.
Okay, let's dive into the chart of accounts a little bit. So, there's been some questions about how to change your chart of accounts and some of what goes on there. I'm going to show you how to merge and also how to change the detail type of your chart of accounts. And this is when you realize maybe that you had it set up in a way that's not exactly productive to you. It's either too cumbersome or it needs to be more detailed, and you're just wanting to change stuff around. You might realize that you have duplicate accounts in some cases, and we're going to go ahead and show you how to take care of those. So, what you're going to do in this case, like you see here, you have inventory asset and livestock inventory. Say all you have is livestock inventory and you really want to get rid of that inventory asset account. But there might be transactions in there because you use them kind of interchangeably at some point. What you would do is click on this arrow, go to edit, and you would make sure that they're both the same detail type. So you can see that here that they are the same detail type, which is important. And then just note the name. So we have livestock inventory right here. And so we go to edit and we're editing the inventory asset. We're going to make this livestock inventory. As long as the detail type and the name are exactly the same, then you hit save and close and it wants to merge them. What it's going to do is going to move all of those inventory asset transactions to that livestock inventory, and it's just merging the two under livestock inventory. So that's one way to merge. And now you can see we only have the livestock inventory and no longer the inventory asset. Those are merged now. If you just have one that you want to get rid of, like say you want to get rid of the uncategorized asset, you would just make it inactive. And generally, if that's an asset or liability or equity account, it's actually going to create a journal entry adjusting that out of your balance sheet if it has any sort of balance. This is a zero balance, so it wouldn't make any adjustment for it. Account. Then you're going to have trouble changing it because you have parent and sub accounts. I'll show you. So say that I want to make this cost of goods sold. I actually want I want the account type to be just a regular expense account, and I'm just going to supplies and materials. I just want it to be regular. It's going to give me this warning that it's going to change where it's reporting in the income statement. Yes, that's okay with me. Oh, I can't do that because it has sub-accounts. And I can't actually, the same thing with the sub-accounts, I can't change their account type to an expense without getting the same thing. It gives me that. I have to have the same account type as their parent. So it would have to be a cost of goods sold. So how we would go about changing this is to first go into all of the sub-accounts and make them no longer a sub-account of the cost of goods sold. So there's still going to be, everything's going to be the same with them, but we're going to take them out of that sub-account. And this can get a little tricky if you had too many accounts and then you're forgetting what you wanted in there. But if your chart of accounts is the way it should be, just detailed enough to make things simple, but not too crazy detailed. It shouldn't be a big deal. So now we have no sub-accounts under the cost of goods sold. It's just on its own. We'll go in and change the cost of goods sold. And of course, I wouldn't normally want to do this, but this is just as an example, and change it to a regular supplies and materials. Save and close that. No big deal because there's no sub-accounts. Now I go into those accounts that I wanted to make sub-accounts of that, like fertilizer. And I would change it as well to the desired different account type, whatever that might be for you. And then go ahead and make it a sub-account again. So that's how you change the account type with sub-accounts and parent accounts. If I can find it here, there we go. We have cost of goods sold and the fertilizer as the sub-account again. So that's how you would go through and change it. It's a little bit tedious, but in the end, it gets the job done. So this video on changing your chart of accounts, if you have any questions about that, go ahead and post comments about it, and I'll be happy to make a video about it in the future. And you can like this video or subscribe to my page if you find these videos helpful. Have a great day.